Alright. So, quick explanation about this. It's actually a ski injury. We won't be focusing on that. And don't worry about this. This is actually going to go away right now. You should now be seeing, as you can tell, I'm a Naruto fan. Now, in my defense, I am also a Bleach fan. Let me go ahead and make sure I got this up. Oh. We're going to need that up. I can usually capture my computer's audio pretty okay, and I'm just going to be doing it like this. Don't need a pro setup for this, but what I do need to do is make sure that I am 100%. That was not what I wanted to do. That I am 100% ready to go. Okay, so I need to go to upload, because I need to be able to see myself. But I can't do it in the XSplit thing. Alright, so just give me 1 second. It says I'm live, and there is obviously a delay, but I can see that I am able to watch myself here on the live stream. So I'm going to go ahead and navigate to the video that we'll be watching, and I didn't open that. But I know it's in my search history, and we are going to be watching what's becoming a very popular video here on YouTube, and that would be the death battle of Naruto versus Ichigo. Now, I just want to very briefly talk. I'm not a giant fan of death battle. Honestly, I have to start watching some more of their stuff. I've been looking for some new YouTubers to check out. I'll definitely have to start watching some of their videos. And one thing that I really liked about this particular video, yes, I've already watched it. I'm gonna still do a reaction video, and since this is a reaction and discussion video, and I will be watching the whole thing, so skip around if you only want to see me react to the fight and discuss the fight. And I will first go through the whole fight. I'll tell you what. I'll let you see the whole fight first, and I'll pretend to react. In fact, let's do that right now, guys. I'm going to skip to the fight, and I'm going to pretend like I'm reacting to it the first time. You and your team need to
get things done. With Monday.com, it's easy, fun, and simple.
So I've already seen this. I already know how it turns out. I'm going to discuss the rest of the video too, and I'm not going to play the ending where they explain the whole thing. And that's one thing I do have to say about Screw Attack. With this video, they have actually explained things. Now, I've seen 2 previous videos by them, 2 previous matchups. The first one was Charizard versus one of the Digimon. And I think that was Screw Attack that did that, and Charizard lost. I was like, oh, come on, really? And I don't remember if there was an explanation at the end of that video, but it's like, on one hand, I kind of disagree with it. On the other hand, if there was an explanation, I would have had to accept it. The second one I watched was Toph versus Gaara, because I'm a giant Naruto fan, and I wanted to see Gaara kick Toph's butt. Well, that didn't happen. Spoiler alert, Gaara loses. Toph wins. I was like, what? How does he lose? Where was the One-Tails? Blah, 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 blah. And then after I calmed down, because the whole fanboy thing, I remembered that at the end of the series, that I had to give that one to Screw Attack. Because at the end of the series, only the 8-Tails and the 9-Tails, spoiler alert, stay with their Jinchuriki. The One-Tails and the rest of the tailed beasts, except the 8-Tails and 9-Tails, so Yuki and Kurama, the other 7-tailed beasts all go off to live on their own, and that includes One-Tails, who, from what I've heard, is like living somewhere outside of the same village, but technically he is not with Gaara, and so Gaara cannot use any tailed beast jutsu. So when the One-Tails doesn't show up, I'm still a little disappointed they didn't use the One-Tails power at all in that death battle. But if they were taking end of series Gaara, then that would be understood that he doesn't have any. Now, I would be super pissed if they did not show the Nine Tails in the Naruto battle, because, well, Naruto does hold on to Kurama at the end of the series, and thankfully that is not one of the issues. They do show the Nine Tails Kurama and working with him, and I have to say, they really did their math on this one. I know there are a lot of angry Bleach fans. I will give credit, though. For all the Bleach fans that are out there and that are angry, there are plenty that are actually taking the defeat with grace. So, congratulations, all you Bleach fans that are taking the defeat, or just thought that it was a fun fight. Yeah, thank you. You know, I would have. I took Charizard losing to the Digimon. I even took Gaara losing to Toph. I would have taken, I really would have, I like Bleach, I would have taken Ichigo beating Naruto if they had the facts to back it up. But the facts, as you will see when we do the whole video, is overwhelmingly against Ichigo. Maybe not overwhelmingly, and I know there are a bunch of arguments out there that some of the facts were wrong. And I'll even say myself, like, the way they finished the battle, it's a little too short. The way they finished the battle, I can understand. I've watched so many reaction videos at this point in time, and this is why, really, the reason I want to do one of my own and discuss it, not just react, but discuss it, is I want to be able to talk about all of these reactions I've had. The reactions from Naruto lovers, the reactions from Bleach lovers. The Naruto, there are, in addition to Ichigo, Bleach people who have a big problem with Naruto winning, and they explode over it, there are a bunch of sore winners as well. I'm not one of them, I promise. You know, I hate sore losers, but I've seen a lot of Naruto fans being sore winners. Don't be a sore winner or a sore loser. So, as I said, let's get into the video. I am going to play the whole video, but first I want to skip to the fight, and I'm to pretend like I'm reaction. This is how I reacted the very first time, and this first time through we won't stop it at all. Perfect. Here we go. Just double check. There we go.
What's that energy? Is that a hollow?
Naruto, I sense a presence.
Naruto, they put Kurama.
Wake up.
Pretend this
Whoa, he's invisible!
Oh, can't see him.
You can't see me? Good.
Good voice acting. Look that bad.
Quit running, coward!
Naruto, keep moving. I'll direct you.
Oh, so he's gonna use his senses. There we go.
You're dead! How the heck?
I see you. Leave it!
Bring it on! Getsuya!
How did that many survive? Is he tricked for that? Oh no, he's not tricked for that. I thought he was tricked for a second.
Yo, Not bad, but I'm still gonna beat your ass.
It's gonna get serious now. Ah, there we go.
Give me a freaking break.
Killed you. Is that it? No, he's gotta have more power.
Is that the best you can do?
I'm gonna give him something. Damn it, that's the ultimate attack.
Mugetsu!
Oh. That's it. The what? Oh, he loses. That was the ultimate attack. He loses his form. Is that it? Oh.
Screw you, bastard!
We actually won it. So that, oh.
Phew! Who was that guy?
Right, so that's pretty much how I reacted the first time. Honestly, I will be totally honest. For a second, I thought that Ichigo... look at it really closely. I thought for a second that Ichigo was fooled by the sexy jutsu. Apparently not. Also, I honestly was scared when he pulled out the Mugetsu. Now, I know a lot of people have been... and sorry if I pronounced that wrong. But I know a lot of people have been mad and said that he pulled that out too early. But from what I've watched in the video, I think that they explain, like, even though he does have forms past the Mugetsu, or Mugetsu, whichever you want to say, even though he has forms past that, I don't think any of them are quite as powerful as that form. And I could be wrong, but there's nothing to kind of, like, indicate that, so... it's like they would use that attack. So maybe they pulled it out too soon, but if it is the most powerful attack, and they will go on in the minutes after that to discuss why they believe that Naruto would win, and it's because he's so much powerful. But first, now that I've given you what was essentially a reenactment of my original reaction to the video, we're actually going to go back and discuss the whole thing, included the battle one more time, and I'll be pausing to pretty much point out my opinion on the battle. And I'll try to play the whole thing through.
The Holy Shonen Trinity, the Big Three. Any longtime reader of Shonen Jump will recognize these, some of the biggest titles in manga and anime history.
And it's time for two of those shonen heroes to throw down.
I did not
Naruto
read the manga.
Uzumaki.
So I do have to say that I do not read manga. I saw the whole entire Naruto and Naruto Shippuden series. I'm only halfway through Boruto because it hasn't grabbed my attention yet. I hear it's supposed to get better, and it has been getting better what I've been watching. But Bleach, I did not know that the manga went on past the anime series, actually until I watched this. So it makes me curious, and yes, honestly, I want to see the rest of the Bleach series. I would love for there to be new Bleach anime that continues it someday. I mean, Naruto got a spin-off for his son. Why can't Bleach complete like its manga does? I might even honestly pick up the manga. I like Bleach that much. Yes, I wanted Naruto to win, but I like Bleach so much that I might actually pick up the manga to see what happened. Anything else, I can...
Ninja prodigy of the Hidden Leaf.
I can say I know what happens.
Kurosaki, the enormously powerful Soul Reaper from Bleach. He's Wiz 9 Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor,
this has
and
been the
skills to
first-
find out who would win a death battle.
This had been the first video by death battle I had seen in a long time, so I have forgotten how they did it.
The village hidden in the leaves is a pretty quiet town.
Not what I'd expect for a city full of ninja.
By the way, why are the character introductions only like 3 or 4 minutes, and they each get a separate video, and then you get a 10-minute introduction to them in this video too?
Still, there was at least one troublemaker among the bunch.
So we're
The
going back to
number
the
one
beginning of the
knucklehead ninja, Naruto Uzumaki.
I'm home, everyone!
And then that's shipping.
Naruto
And that's
Uzumaki has returned to the Hidden Leaf Village!
after
Orphaned at a young age and ostracized by his peers, Naruto may have been mischievous, but he had great aspirations.
They say
His
the
goal
Cherokee
was to
Kurama
become the
would go
town's
too.
Hokage.
Which is a fancy word for ninja governor.
The only way Naruto could reach such a prestigious position was to excel in ninja school.
Like Ninja Harry Potter. Though he should really
That one
find a
still
place
gets
that'll
me,
teach
too.
him not to dress like a
I watched it
clown
so
and
many
run
times, I
like a
still love
real
that
human
joke.
being. What does he think he is, an airplane?
Actually, his posture likely decreases wind resistance, which could be beneficial when moving at superhuman speeds where angular momentum is a smaller factor.
Mythbusters did it. I believe that it was not plausible. I think it was busted because, I don't know if it was Mythbusters. Someone did a test, and some people were faster, and other people were actually even slower than their normal run. Me personally, I think it could be faster if you master it. I've tried.
Yeah, I remember when you ran like that in middle school.
Hey, that was for
And that's the
research.
shuttle run.
Sure whiz. Anyway, while Naruto wasn't the best student, he still tried his hardest to
failed to
reach his
graduate from
goal.
the academy
But
3
first,
times.
he'd have to learn how to control his
I
chakra.
haven't been able to read
In
these
Buddhism
things
and Hinduism ideologies, chakras are
I've been watching on my phone, so I haven't been able to read these. Stop and look at them. Large chakra reserves. Well, we'll get to that later. Trained by Kakashi, yeah. Jiraiya, Fukusu, forget which person it is. And Killer Bee, not really trained by Killer Bee. Killer Bee just showed him a way to take control of the Nine Tails until he would later befriend the Nine Tails, aka Kurama.
are, in simplistic terms, gates within the human body which can be opened to
I am
achieve
very knowledgeable
enlightenment.
about Naruto.
But the ninja in Naruto's world had a slightly different interpretation.
I'll say, they weaponized it. Naruto can use chakra for all sorts of flashy attacks. He can heal himself,
They
seal
shove
monsters
boxes
away,
in there.
walk up walls, or even stand on water like a ninja Jesus.
He's
they're
learned a
using
number of
dips
chakra techniques,
to
or
show
jutsus,
at this point in
Gesundheit.
time
and even
all
developed a
over
few
the
new
series.
ones of his own.
I remember that though from the original series.
His signature move is the Shadow Clone
What do they have there? They had the Shadow Clone. That is his signature move. His summoning Sengon. They explain what Shadow Clone is.
Jutsu.
Where he can copy and paste himself over and over and over again.
Unlike the standard clone technique, Shadow Clones are tangible with their own combat capabilities.
Now, when I first saw Genjutsu, I was like, Naruto doesn't have any Genjutsu, but then I saw it says can counter Genjutsu. And I was like, what? Really? A lot of this stuff I didn't even notice when I originally watched it for the first time. There are some things here that I would say they're right and wrong at the same time that I'll try to explain.
By dividing his chakra between himself and his clones, it's nearly impossible to distinguish the real Naruto from the fakes.
I won't be able to do
And
that
he
for
can get pretty
Ichigo,
tricky
but I'll be
when
able
he
to do it
makes
for Naruto.
thousands of them. But when strategies can't save the day, he can always just beat his opponents down with the
That's actually from
Rasengan.
him beating up Kurama from the episode where he beats up the Nine Tails back before they're friends. So, yeah, see, they really are taken from all over the series.
By spinning chakra in his
But they
hand,
obviously don't have
Naruto
that
creates a
yet.
compact ball of energy which can blast through solid stone. While the Rasengan usually takes years to learn, Naruto figured it out after training for just over a week.
He's invented more Rasengans than Willy Wonka's invented candies.
Those are all
But his top
tasty
pick is the
and
Rasen
or
Shuriken. By combining the Rasengan with the element of wind, he uses it to turn the spinning ball into a spinning blade. This baby can trap you in a vortex of wind so sharp, it'll mess you up at your level.
Naruto has plenty of other techniques up his orange sleeves, including summoning, substitution, and transformation jutsus.
What is that?
I'm live reacting. I'm live.
We need to go downstairs and empty the garbage in the bathroom
All right, I
because
will.
it's overflowing and get in the shower.
He can even transform into a naked woman.
I can't believe they actually used that in the battle, though.
Oh, looks like he's been studying. I guess that's one plus side to not having parents. You don't need to worry about anyone walking in on you.
While most individuals have chakra,
They don't really discuss how Naruto doesn't have parents in this. But that is... it's not really a spoiler so much, because, I mean, in the first episode, that's pretty much what it's about. Ooh, I'm gonna have to plug in.
Everyone has a limit. The more physical and spiritual energy one possesses, the more chakra they'll have at their disposal.
Just like the gas tank from a chainsaw.
Thanks to his heritage, Naruto already has a great deal of chakra. Even still, he has far more than he reasonably should, all thanks to the beast within.
Yeah, he's got a monster in his stomach.
Let's backtrack.
Now, I was actually very excited to see them acknowledge Kurama in this, because they didn't really do it for Gaara, if I recall correctly.
A few years. On the day of Naruto's birth, his village was attacked by a chakra.
What's going on? I got to exit full screen for a little bit. Get my... Come on. Sorry about this. If I just clip, just move it around a bit. This will probably only happen once or twice, but see, we got videos like this. Like, I shouldn't be showing it, but Naruto versus Ichigo debunked. Where, just for the record, I kind of watched it, as you can see, and about 2/3 of the way through, I was like, he hadn't really provided any hardcore evidence to debunk it. You know, if you're going to debunk it, provide some evidence, and he didn't. But why is this not... Oh, whatever, just skip ahead a bit. Okay, watch this. Check. This works. Refresh the page.
You and your team need to get things done. With Monday.com, it's easy, fun, and simple. Just add the word.
Naruto's birth, his village was attacked by a chakra beast known as the Nine-Tailed Fox. A monster so destructive, a mere swing of its tails could level a mountain. In desperation, the Hokage at the time sacrificed himself to split the Nine Tails in two, sealing...
They don't really mention that right here, that the Hokage at the time is Naruto's father.
One half within his own son, Naruto.
So his first ever birthday gift to his son was a giant pet fox that can destroy cities? I wish he was my dad.
I have to talk about this for a second, because originally, I just want to say, originally when I watched the series, I thought the Nine Tails was going to be the final boss that Naruto had to defeat. Then I learned the whole series was about, like, Naruto, like, conquering hate or something. And after the Pain arc, when they showed, like, the second that they showed Killer Bee had actually made friends with the Eight Tails, who at the time was called Matoi, but real name's Gyuki, obviously. The second they showed that episode, I was like, no, Naruto's not going to fight well, he's going to fight the Nine Tails, but he's not going to defeat the Nine Tails, he's going to make friends with them. And, well, lo and behold, that's exactly what happened.
Eventually, Naruto discovered how to communicate with the Nine Tails.
They didn't get along at first. Foxy would threaten to eat Naruto, Naruto would whack him over the head with a big shrine gate, you know, typical roommate drama. Still, they eventually...
It's obviously a lot more complicated than that. I wish they had just discussed a little more about the complications, especially since, honestly, Kurama isn't in the show that much. He's a recurring character, not a side character.
Became friends, and Naruto learned the fox's name was Kurama.
Afterward, Kurama willingly shared his chakra with Naruto on a regular basis. And as a being composed of...
And as I was discussing earlier, the fact that they acknowledge this, the immeasurable chakra reserves, because he's, like, made up of chakra, when they acknowledge this, I was like, yeah, Naruto's gonna win this.
Of chakra, Kurama's reserves are gigantic.
With so much power at his fingertips, Naruto can enter a bunch of different super forms. First up is Sage Mode.
Wrong. This is the one big issue I had with their analysis of Naruto. He might have needed a little bit of Kurama's chakra, but this was before he was friends with Kurama, and this was something... They're right about him learning it from the toads and everything, but wasn't this using nature energy? And I don't know. I don't think it actually did require Kurama Chakra, or if it did, it required so little that he could control it. Although there's the whole pain fight that happened. But the point is, they don't really go hand in hand, Sage Mode. This Sage Mode here. There are other Sage Modes that go hand in hand, but this Sage Mode here, I don't think it quite goes hand in hand with Kurama. I could be wrong. But there are other Sage Modes that it'll show that do go hand in hand with the Tailed Beast.
Which sounds like something he'd learned from an old wise man or wizard, right? Nope, he learned it from a frog.
This state increases all of Naruto's physical abilities. Furthermore, Sage Mode allows Naruto to perceive the entire area around him and tap into naturally occurring energy via Senjutsu.
He can enhance his chakra attacks by adding natural energy, but if
I'm taking a look at this for a second, Chakra Mode, Tailed Beast Bomb, summon Kurama as an avatar, that's technically all Tailed Beast stuff. Is it really Sage Mode? I guess you could say that he couldn't go in a Kurama mode without Sage Mode, but they have a separate mode that comes up in a minute for Kurama.
If he's not careful, he'll turn into a frog. No, I'm not kidding.
With Kurama's chakra, Naruto can enter multiple tailed beast forms, which drastically increases physical prowess and energy output.
Best of which is
and they're showing, of course, the old forms where he couldn't really control it.
Nine Tails Chakra Mode. Flame on! It got even better when he befriended Mr. Fox, upgrading to the stronger, faster, tougher Kurama Chakra Mode.
Chakra Mode grants Naruto extra protection, a sense for negative emotions, and the ability to create additional chakra arms.
Whoa, that's a lot of hands! Gotta wonder what kind of things he does with those, right?
Overwhelming attacks, extra maneuverability, creating rocks and shurikens, the works.
Yeah, that's not what I was. Creepy tiny head!
He can also shroud himself in a 9 tails sized avatar and use Kurama's ultimate attack.
See, I thought they originally turned. I thought the original thing was that they turned into the tailed beasts, because if you ever watch with like Gaara or Killer Bee, they actually turn. It looks like they're turning into the tailed beasts, whereas in Kurama, they say it had something to do with the fact that Naruto only had the yang half inside of him, which is why the avatar, he uses an avatar and it looks different. But even after he reunites the yin half with the yang half, it still looks like this. It doesn't look like like Kurama actually does. It still looks like this. And that's the one thing in Naruto that's never quite made sense to me. But whatever. You know, maybe that's just Naruto's style. I mean, it still functions. Maybe there is a different functionality I just haven't seen. They really don't show Kurama enough. Maybe some Naruto fans can, some hardcore Naruto fans can describe that for me.
Tailed Beast Bomb. So destructive it can level a mountain range.
And for his final form, it's spoiler time. Pay attention, cause, yeah. All of this chakra stuff started with an alien named Kaguya, who ate a fruit which basically created chakra. Later, she got all murder happy, so her sons stopped her. One of these sons, the Sage of Six Paths, had his own son named Ashura, and Naruto is a reincarnation of him. So yeah, Naruto's kind of an alien.
Through this connection, Naruto was gifted the most divine form of energy, Six Paths Chakra. With it, he can enter Six Paths Sage Mode.
His strength gets boosted even more. He can fly, and he can use truth-seeking balls, which are orbs of chakra that can transform into weapons and destroy anything they touch.
He can combine all these forms and further add natural energy to his Kurama avatar to form Six Paths Ashura Kurama Sage Mode.
Final fight, Naruto versus
Good
Sasuke.
God, that's a confusing amount of forms. Anyway, Naruto is also an expert in hand-to-hand combat, and could run faster than the eye could see when he was just 12 years old.
He's dodged a lightning speed punch from the 4th Raikage, a feat considered comparable to his father, who could teleport.
He even dodged this light-speed loogie.
According to the 4th databook, this Light Fang attack does indeed move at light speed, over 670 million miles per hour.
He's tough enough to survive getting stabbed, have his soul ripped out, or get smacked in the face with a beam that can slice the frickin' moon apart.
One disclaimer. Yes, the movie is totally 100% canon. I still have not seen it. Idiot me. So I honestly, I know the story though. I know about, like, I just wanted to... Kurama is my favorite character, and I just wanted to see if he popped up in it. And I searched it one day, and I came across the whole plot, and I read the whole plot. So I do know the plot of the movie, basically, and that this happens.
He's fought multiple tailed beasts at once, lifted a statue weighing several hundred tons, survived a fall from the clouds, gone toe-to-toe with invisible limbo shadows, and pulverized 6 falling meteorites simultaneously. His chakra is so tough he can power through Amaterasu, a fire jutsu with flames so strong they burn other flames.
He can even make new eyeballs for blind people! What's up with that? Oh, and in his final fight with rival and possibly closet boyfriend Sasuke, their opposing power was so great they obliterated miles upon miles of land, changing the weather and disintegrating a lake.
Only then, after defeating Sasuke, saving the world from Kaguya, and reuniting the split halves of Kurama, Naruto finally achieved his dream.
And yet still somehow, after reuniting the split halves, having a Kurama avatar instead of actually turning into the Nine Tails like Gaara did with the One Tails, or Killer Bee did with the Eight Tails. Just saying.
And became Hokage.
But he's still pretty dumb. I mean, he named his son Burrito.
Boruto.
Yeah, close enough.
And there's the TV series that I've really got to start watching. So I'm not going to talk nearly as much during the Bleach segment, because I don't know nearly as much as I do with Naruto.
I'm not gonna run away! I never go back on my word! That's my ninja! My ninja way!
Defend Naruto because he's, you know.
Shinigami. It may sound like a foreign...
I didn't know that Shinigami was the word to describe them, though. That makes me think of Death Note.
word to some, but you all know what it is. The Death God, the Grim Reaper of Souls.
And a 17-year-old really ginger with a badass sword.
Ichigo Kurosaki seemed like a pretty normal kid growing up, doing well in school and learning martial arts from his father. Except there was one little oddity. He could see ghosts.
Oh, it's like the kid from The Sixth Sense.
I see dead people.
One day when he was 9 years old and walking home with his mother, young Ichigo noticed what he thought was a girl about to fall into a river.
So naturally, he ran over to rescue her like the brave little kid he was.
Except it wasn't really a girl at all. It was a hollow, a monster spawned from an abandoned human soul, and it promptly killed his mother.
Bummer. Reminds me of how I lost my poor Mama Boomstick. She always hated that ghost in the barn.
Right. Well, Ichigo remained ignorant of the truth until years later, when he met a woman named Rukia, who held the illustrious job title of...
I remember, I actually started Bleach at like episode 100 something, and it was one of the anime where I watched it on TV when it started, and then went back to catch the episodes that I had that had been skipped by the television, and this was one of the cases. So it was a rough start. There were good episodes, there were bad episodes, and then after the rough start, though, I did really get into. I was really into the series. Bummed to have it come to an end.
Shinigami, or Soul Reaper,
I was a fan.
A guardian of the dead who keeps balance in the universe by helping those who have passed move on to the afterlife. Otherwise, they'd turn into violent hollows.
And if you show up late to work and it doesn't work out, the Soul Reaper can always cut hollows down with their awesome swords, like samurai ghostbusters. Anyway, the two of them got into a bind, and Rukia had to share some of her power with Ichigo. Turns out he was a surprise Soul Reaper all along.
Until that happened.
Convenient.
When accessing his Shinigami power, Ichigo leaves his physical body for a new one made up of Reishi, or spiritual matter, which makes him invisible to anyone in the living world, despite still being physically present.
And his new powers make him super deadly. He can move with blinding speed, cut through giant monsters with ease, survive being punched through whole city blocks, and even fly through the air.
It's more accurate to say he walks through the air, using naturally occurring reishi as footholds.
But let's get to the dicey part of his getup. That awesome sword. It's a Zanpakuto, a blade connected to its owner's soul. It may look like an oversized steak knife, but it's a Soul Reaper's best friend.
Every Shinigami possesses a Zanpakuto spirit within themselves, which manifests as their sword. Ichigo's is called Zangetsu. Well, both of them are.
Oh, here we go. Strap in, because this shit's about to get crazy.
Ichigo actually has 2 different Zanpakuto spirits drawn from his weird and confusing heritage.
Alright, so long story short, Ichigo's a Soul Reaper because his dad is too. But he's also part Quincy, which is a human with reishi powers, because that's what his mom was. But he's also part Hollow, because his mom was possessed by a Hollow called White, and White got passed on to him when he was born. Oh, and he's also part Fullbringer, but nobody cares about Fullbringers.
One of Ichigo's inner spirits is a manifestation of his Quincy side inherited from his mother, while the other is a fusion of his Shinigami power and the Hollow. Unfortunately, Shinigami and Quincy go together like oil and water.
While trying to find a balance between these two sides, Ichigo learned plenty of neat techniques, like his bread and butter attack, the Getsuga Tensho. Getsuga Tensho!
By concentrating his Reiatsu, or spiritual pressure, through his sword, Ichigo can launch a massive slashing attack.
Call it like it is, Wiz. It's a sword beam, and Ichigo can charge it up, fire from up close, or even blast 2 of them at once.
From his Quincy side, Ichigo has used Blut Vina, a temporary defense which grants inhuman durability. From his Shinigami training, he developed exceptional sword skills and learned Shunpo, or Flash Step, which greatly enhances his speed.
But there's one really big deal we haven't talked about yet.
Over the course of his career battling Hollows and protecting his friends, Ichigo has attained many different superpowered forms, starting with the base Shinigami form, Shikai. Despite essentially being Ichigo's base, this form is strong enough to block an attack from the Sokyoku, said to have power equal to 1.
So one thing I'm going to interrupt here is you saw true Shikai and true Bankai. A lot of people are saying that those are stronger than the Mugetsu. Really? I don't know about that. If someone could prove to me that the true Shikai and the true Bankai are stronger than the Mugetsu, then by all means, let's have a refight. I still think Naruto would win, even against those, but you'd have to show me just how much more powerful, especially since they do end up overestimating him in the end. You'll see what I mean.
1 million Zanpakuto.
The next step was Bankai. Normally it takes 10 years to reach this form, but Ichigo did it in just 2 days, like a boss.
When using Bankai, one's power can grow anywhere from 5 to 10 times greater. And according to the official databook, while in Bankai, Ichigo moves like lightning.
Wait, why does his sword shrink when he goes Bankai? Shouldn't it be bigger since he's stronger?
Technically, yes, but Ichigo can control its size to keep it more manageable. If Shinigami couldn't minimize their blades, some would have swords the size of skyscrapers.
Awesome! Anyway, the Hollow inside wanted a piece of the action too, so Ichigo gained a new power boost with a swoopy Hollow mask. This form is strong enough to lift.
I was almost tempted to say that the Hollow inside is like Kurama and Naruto, but it would be more like if Kurama was pure evil. Again, you'd have to learn the Nine Tails, this whole backstory, and had no intention whatsoever of, like Ichigo had ever befriended his Hollow. So I can't. That's not inaccurate. I wanted to, but that's not actually an accurate comparison to make. You can't compare Kurama to the Hollow.
5 iron pillars, each weighing nearly 100 tons.
Though if he's not careful, the Hollow can take control of his body, sending him into a violent...
See, that's like one of the ways that it could kind of be compared. Kurama could have taken control of Naruto and broke free of Naruto, thus killing Naruto. But, we all know that went. Kurama ends up befriending him instead, and they end up working together.
violent berserker state commonly referred to as Vastolorde. Despite the lack of consciousness, Vastolorde Ichigo could heal quickly and was strong enough to overcome Ukiura, who's powerful enough to nuke a city.
After some quality training with his dad, Ichigo got a sort of second Bankai, which most people call Dangai Ichigo. In this form, he shattered mountains without even trying. He broke through the Black Coffin attack, which distorts time and space, which sounds like a black hole. Right after that, he survived a shot so freaking big, the explosion could be seen for miles.
By comparing this crater to those left by real-life bomb tests, I'd estimate the attack to have a maximum explosive yield of 814 kilotons of TNT. That's like Ichigo surviving 54 little boys to the face. No, I meant the bomb from 1945, not the, oh god.
I knew he meant that too, that was so funny.
Well, try as those little boys might, all it did to Ichigo was burn his arm, and he didn't even care. This guy isn't the type to give up.
For his ultimate attack, Dangai Ichigo literally becomes the Getsuga Tensho itself. I know that's confusing, but just roll it. To summon the incredibly powerful Mugetsu.
Which busted up one of the biggest baddies in the whole series. But it also sacrificed all of Ichigo's powers. Well, that's a raw deal, but 17 months later, he managed to get them back with Fullbringer powers, which enhanced his physical abilities. But then he lost those too.
It's worth noting that while in Fullbring Shikai, his normal sword swings were as strong as his old Getsuga Tensho.
Did they say weren't or were? Well,
but he still didn't give up. After training with some top-tier Soul Reapers and eating some food which gave him Super Reiatsu,
now they go into the manga stuff that unfortunately did not make it into the anime because the anime ended. Too bad. But this is all new stuff that I learned. Thanks to this video.
Moment came. In the most epic quenching of all time, an entire sea disintegrated to form his new true Shikai, complete with not one, but two Zangetsu swords.
Finally balancing the Shinigami, the Hollow, and the Quincy within, Ichigo had reached his full potential.
So they say there, he reached his full potential. How much more powerful is that full potential than the Mugetsu, or Mugetsu, whichever it was? How much more powerful is than that? Is it less powerful, the same amount of powerful, or more powerful? And if it's more powerful, is it 27, well, you'll see the number later, but is it powerful enough to beat Naruto? Probably not.
He tamed his Vastolorde form, merging it with his Quincy side. In this form, he can combine his Getsuga Tensho with one of the strongest hollow attacks, the Gran Rei Sero.
He also made a trip that normally takes a week in only 9 hours and 15 minutes.
And last but not least, he achieved a brand new level of Bankai,
which was immediately crushed by some old dude who planned to destroy the universe named Ewok?
It's probably inspired by the Hebrew name for God, Yahweh, and the katakana ends with a sharp k sound, so Yowok?
Yeah, what you gonna do? Well, we can assume this Bankai worked similar to his old ones, increasing his physical speed and strength along with his Reiatsu tenfold. Even without his Bankai, he still cut Mustache Man to shreds.
And then he lived happily ever after, until his kid became a Soul Reaper.
Seriously, what is it with spin-offs of the kids? Really? Still, I'd love to see them finish the Bleach anime and see if they can do a more successful spin-off with this kid than they can with Boruto. Please, please let Boruto get better.
Yeah, what'd he name him? Ichigo?
What? No, it's Kazui.
Little switch there.
I might have got him mixed up with the other Enchilada Kid or whatever.
Close enough.
Now I'm Ichigo Kurosaki, substitute Soul Reaper. And I'm combining my powerful spirit energy with this blade in order to protect my friends!
Discuss how I think they could have done the battle.
Alright, the combatants are set. Let's end this debate once and for all.
But first, did you know that Naruto and Ichigo are named after food? Maybe you can find them in your next box from Blue Apron.
Bother, recipes are not repeat.
Way to cook. But right now, it's time for a death battle!
So right off the bat, right off the bat, when I saw Naruto meditating, I was like, Naruto doesn't meditate. Then obviously when it's revealed he's sleeping, that makes more sense.
What's that energy? Is that a hollow?
Naruto, I sense
I was
presence.
thrilled to see that they put Kurama in
Naruto, wake up.
I knew that they had the time, they had the voice too.
Whoa, he's invisible!
Now the first time I had to think about that, then I realized that they were just gonna start out that way. I knew that Naruto would be able to see him eventually.
You can't see me? Good.
I guess he heard him though. Like, so what are they gonna do?
Quit running, coward!
Naruto, keep moving.
They
I'll
explain
direct
this
you.
later, actually. To let him go into the himself.
You're dead!
I knew that was going to be shallow.
Hell the heck?
I see you.
Further about the progression of Naruto, Ichigo's forms, but they're going right in.
Bring it on! Katsuya!
They're using in the series. Now, here for a second, just for a second, entertain this. Did you see the little blips in his eyes? Look, I know it's only a split second long, but I think for maybe a split second he was tricked into thinking that this was like an actual girl. And then it literally only took him a second to realize, wait a minute, it's that same kid, he just somehow transformed into a girl. Still, I think it was tripped up for a second. But obviously, they don't use that to get like an attack in on him.
Really? Bombs caught. Yo, not bad.
At that point in the battle is when I knew things were going to heat up.
I'm still gonna beat your ass.
But he hadn't gone to tail yet. Then he went out, yes, they sent him to tail. But this is it. I thought this was it. I forgot about his other characters. When I saw this, I thought it was all over. In that he was
that the
use
best you can
Mugetsu
do?
and win. I was like, this is it.
Mugetsu.
I was like, there it goes. It's him. Then this happened, and I was like, I was shaken. I was like, I totally forgot about this one. And because we get this again. I will agree with you guys. I will agree with you that instead of using Mugetsu as the final form, they probably should have gone one more and used his true Shikai and true Bankai. But I think they wanted just to play up the epicness, just like they kind of played around with Naruto's forms. They wanted to play up the epicness, and I think they truly believed that, whether this is wrong or right, I think they truly believed Mugetsu was actually his most powerful form. Could be wrong. The true Bankai, the true Shikai could be stronger. Or they were wrong in that case. But they do have an explanation, not for the battle so much, but that's just a knock against the battle. It's not a knock against them because of what they'll provide at the end of this battle. The proof that goes with it. That's just a knock on the battle. Like, even me I like Naruto more, but I'm still a Bleach fan, and I do agree that kind of was a lame way to end it. Still, I love watching Naruto throughout the performance attacks. It even looks pretty badass, too.
Screw you!
It looks more like a beam and a ball. When I saw that, I was like, is this it?
Phew, who was that guy?
We won. KO! And I saw the KO and I was like, yes, Naruto won. Maybe Naruto can beat Goku now. Oh, that's a battle for another day. But I didn't bring this up in the earlier part of the video like I was gonna, but can you at least, can Dragon Ball Z fans please at least acknowledge that like this, there would be the battle would at least be cool to see. No matter who wins or loses, can Dragon Ball Z fans or Dragon Ball Super fans at least acknowledge that Naruto would put up a fight against? That's the problem with fandoms, and I really got to say, most of the Bleach fans actually took this. They kind of knew. Some of them knew they were going to lose, or wanted Ichigo to win, and they didn't know they were going to lose, but would be fine if they were. And to those fans, you know, ultimately, I think that if Dragon Ball Super and Naruto went, you know, it's tricky now because Naruto is very OP compared to the thing, and I think a lot of Bleach fans and definitely a lot of Dragon Ball Z fans probably don't know just how OP Naruto has gotten at the end of Shippuden and in the movie. But before I close this out, and I know I'm going to get a lot of people now if they watch this video saying, are you kidding? Goku could totally beat Naruto. Well, I don't want to get into that. Let's go ahead and let Screw Attack have a battle until then. Until then, I choose to believe that I 100% believe that Naruto beats Ichigo. Naruto definitely beats Luffy. I don't know where that came from. And I will not say whether Naruto beats Goku or Goku beats Naruto. I will say it would just be an epic fight. That would be awesome to see. So Screw Attack, if you watch this, Goku versus Naruto, please. And make it a fair fight. A totally fair fight. Because, I mean, people will say, oh, but Goku could destroy an entire planet. Yeah, well, you're forgetting other things that actually weren't even mentioned in here. Like, oh, you know, Naruto can seal away a god, so he has essentially defeated a god in Kaguya. Goddess, but goddess, god, same thing, you know. So, yes, he can defeat a god, and if Goku's a god, well, he could probably still be defeated. Not to say that he would, it's just a possibility. It would be an awesome fight. Someone make it happen. But anyway, back to this to finish this off. The final 6 minutes of the video are discussing the numbers and why Screw Attack ultimately thinks Naruto wins.
Damn, even without his powers, Ichigo never gave up. What a badass.
Sorry, Bleach fans, I know you all really wanted to win, but unfortunately, this wasn't it.
Naruto.
When they said that, I realized that they had definitely made the battle to be epic, but that something was coming.
Had better training, a broader arsenal, and a better healing factor. And Ichigo's invisible ghost body didn't really matter.
Shinigami may be invisible, but they're still present in the physical realm and can be touched by normal people. Kurama can locate individuals by simply sensing their emotions, and Naruto's even seen his own soul before.
And with Six Paths power, he could see and fight Madara's limbo clones, even though they were on a totally separate plane of existence.
Technically, he physically couldn't see Madara's clones, but he could sense their presence and movements to a degree where he could hold a fist fight. Oh, okay, yeah, I didn't see that last time.
Also keep in mind that while Chakra and Reishi have fairly different uses, they both contain spirit.
And people make the same argument about Chakra and Ki, which is the energy that's used in Dragon Ball, but, you know, Dragon Ball Super, the Ki, I think it's still some sort of spiritual energy, so Naruto could probably sense, or he wouldn't need to, because Goku's not invisible.
spiritual energy.
Let's talk speed. Naruto can dodge light speed attacks and can move faster than lightning. A lightning bolt's return stroke is 220 million miles per hour, about 1/3 the speed of light. Ichigo has also displayed lightning fast speeds, and even greater.
Near the end of the series, Ichigo took a trip that should have taken 7 days, but instead took 9 hours and 15 minutes.
It's likely Kirigi here was referencing his accomplice's speed, like Ichibei, who can knock his foes 2,440 miles away and appear next to him in a second. Yuachi guy beat him by going twice as fast, so we'll use that as Ichibei's limit.
With that, we can get the trip's total distance and conclude Ichigo's top speed is 319 million miles per hour. That's massively hypersonic, but not quite light speed.
Still, there's a difference between travel speed and reaction speed, as Naruto's already shown.
Now, originally, when I first watched this, I actually thought I was seeing a Bleach compared to Naruto. Then I realized they're actually both Naruto speeds here. So, movement speed and reaction speed. Are these both coming from a data books? Because I have an issue with their next calculation.
Comparing them directly, Ichigo's best reaction should clock in at around 970.
They don't show how they got that. Now, I'm not going to try to disprove that. But reaction speed really isn't like speed. What do you call it? Speed. They're just I think that they're randomly pulling out like, oh, Naruto can go like 3 times as fast as his travel speed, so can Ichigo. That's kind of what it feels like they're doing. Maybe there is some formula I didn't see, but they didn't show the formula here, so I have a little bit of an issue with this. But I'm not going to try to debunk it.
Million miles per hour, 40% faster than light speed and Naruto's reaction time. Alright, point for Ichigo.
Speed alone wasn't enough, though.
And there's one other note there, and that's, you know, his travel speed was that I'm actually just thinking of now. So yeah, his reaction time might be a little better, but his travel speed is still slower than Naruto's reaction. It's still half of Naruto's reaction time, basically. So he could still react to attacks just fine.
Especially since Naruto's Sage powers gave him superb field awareness, making it difficult for Ichigo to land a fatal
Plus, they don't mention the fact that he has shadow clones that can come from all over the place.
blow.
If he could even land something fatal at all.
Ichigo has always had a tough time damaging foes who have stronger spiritual energy than him. With that...
Now, to this point in time, I had actually was like, okay, you're doing all these calculations that are, you know, you're going to make it look like it's really close, just like you did in the battle. The battle made it look close. Just how close is it? And I was shocked to learn just how OP Naruto was compared to Ichigo.
Said, let's compare his Ryatsu to Naruto's chakra.
Bad news is, across both of them, the only multiplier we know for sure is Ichigo's times 10 Bankai.
Well,
the times 10 is difficult to achieve, but for Ichigo's sake, let's assume he gets the maximum possible boost from every transformation.
His other forms likely don't boost his stats this much. For example, when he used his Hollow Mask to barely overpower an Arrancar, the situation and its results were similar to his then comparable Shinigami friends releasing their limiters, which gave each of them a boost of ×5. However, let's give the benefit of the doubt and apply the maximum ×10 increase to all of Ichigo's forms that...
Now, I was like, why are they doing this? Did they do this in the battle? I didn't realize that by doing the ×10 in all of these forms, they still wouldn't... I was like, are they trying to get Ichigo closer to him? Are they trying to make a scenario where he wins? And that didn't turn out to be the case at all, which did kind of surprise me.
Clearly increased his fighting potential, as well as stacked them even though many forms were in separate unconnected power sets.
For the sake of argument, we're deliberately overestimating Ichigo's power. You'll see why.
So here's our formula, but where do we start? Okay, Bankai Ichigo with his Hollow Mask was on par with Ukiyora's first transformation, correct?
Well, nearly.
Ukiora states his new form can destroy the city of Las Noches in the hollow world of Hueco Mundo.
What's that, like Mexican hell?
Well, there is a wall.
Ha-ha!
Las Noches is square in shape and takes 3 days to walk from one corner to a gate in the center of the wall. So it has a total area of 200,000 square miles.
That's bigger than California, and destroying it in one go needs over 400,000 megatons of TNT.
So plug that into the formula and there you have it.
I want to take a look at this. So they're using the 440, basically 441,000 megatons of TNT, and they're plugging into the hollow mask, I guess. Then times 10 times 10. So they do times 10 on all of these forms.
Ichigo's Reiatsu is equal to over 440 billion megatons of TNT,
which is 57 times the world's nuclear arsenal combined, according to that little thing up there. And then I was like, okay, what are you going to have to do to get Naruto's? And I was shocked.
Thankfully, Naruto's chakra level is much easier to figure out.
Like, really?
His chakra was once extracted and burst.
Again, this comes to the movie that I have not yet seen. I know it is canon, and I have to see it at some point.
A hole through the hollow moon. He survived the explosion, and it was explicitly said that this was nearly all of his chakra.
Most of his chakra has been siphoned off.
By measuring the aftermath from both sides, we found the blast to equal at least 400.
Now, there is one thing that people have been complaining, and that is they've been saying that the moon was a hollow moon. I can see where you're going with that. Did they take into the account that the moon was hollow? Well, when you see the next number, does it really matter?
80 billion megatons of TNT, 40 billion more than Ichigo.
And don't forget, we were deliberately overestimating him.
Also, this was base form Naruto, not including any increases from additional modes, which allowed him to block an attack that cut the moon in half, a force that had to be over 27 trillion megatons.
And that form they just showed right there, I don't know if they meant to show a bigger mode, but that's still not his scale ingenuously. Oh, I didn't see this. This is what I wanted to see. Scale ingenuously, Mugetsu would be no more than 800 million megatons. So yeah, even Mugetsu wouldn't stand a chance. Whoa. So even if you didn't, even if you said the hollow moon wasn't like complete slice through or whatever, even if you only cut that in half to 13 trillion, is it? No. Yeah, 13 trillion, and it would still, I mean, really, you would only need 1 trillion megatons, honestly. What the hell? Yeah, I mean, I don't see any way with these numbers that Ichigo could have won. Even if you did lower that number because the moon is hollow, assuming that they didn't take that into account already. I mean, they didn't show the exact formula. They might have taken into account that the moon was hollow, because that number probably would be bigger, honestly, if it was not a hollow moon.
This proves Naruto can both output and survive a blast stronger than Ichigo is capable.
But that statement right there is totally true. There's one thing they did not show here. They showed that it was kind of like in his Kurama chakra mode form. Never mind whatever defense or offense he would gain if he shrouded himself in the Nine Tails cloak, you know, or the Nine Tails avatar. Put on the Nine Tails avatar and you're going to have even more protection and even more attack power. They didn't even say that here. They don't need to.
If you're thinking, wait, Boomstick, Ichigo survived a black hole in a box. That move doesn't really work like a black hole.
Plus, the 814 kiloton Frager blast did hurt him immediately after, so it must have been weaker than that.
But Wiz, weren't Kaguya and you Waka Waka planet bust?
Now, I don't know about anything about Waka Waka, sorry, but I do know that what they say about Kaguya is correct.
Don't they scale to him?
Nope. Kaguya's planet-busting attack required chakra from nearly the entire Earth's population, not just her own. And while Yuok's power was pretty OP, he couldn't destroy the world through his own destructive capability. He only planned to manipulate the delicate balance between life and death by stopping the flow of souls. Like a plate spinning on a stick. If one side gets too heavy, the whole thing could...
While Kaguya and Yuok victories were complicated, Naruto and Ichigo did not need to be capable of planet busting. Huh. That's interesting.
Comes crashing down.
To sum it up, Ichigo had the speed, they both had the guts, and Naruto had the strength, durability, training, and abilities for days. Naruto sure got the...
I would say that Ichigo had abilities for days as well, but the training and durability, I think the biggest one there, Naruto probably had the highest durability.
Shonen Jump on Ichigo.
Which is also why I think he would at least put up a good fight against Goku. Going back to that for a second.
The winner is Naruto Uzumaki.
So I've given you my opinion on why I think this is correct. Why Naruto did indeed deserve to win this. You know, if this had been him early series, like the first Naruto series, or even without the nine-tailed fox helping him, maybe Ichigo stood a chance. But the second he got his chakra from Kurama, he became an OP character. And I'm okay with that, because like, I still like him. Seriously though, they gotta show him more of the Nine Tails. Anyway, then they
stick around, we're about to announce the combat.
They go on to show that the next battle is gonna be Spider-Man. It's actually already happened as of recording this video. It was Batman Beyond versus Spider-Man like 99 or 2099. You know, and I have a problem with some of these videos, like the debunked one I already mentioned. Why I have a problem. There's that 2199 one I mentioned. Here's that Garv. You could see I've watched the Garv versus Toph by this here. Deadpool versus Piggy Pie. Oh, you gotta kidding me. Like, some of these are pretty cool that I would maybe want to watch. And the thing is, I know that there are going to be a bunch of mad Bleach people. Looking at my live stream right now, I don't know what happened, but I'm actually looking at the live stream. Maybe I can refresh it to get a better close, but on my live stream that I'm looking at, the live stream still has me set talking about speed on the speed video, like where they're comparing speed. No, really, it's still doing that. What the heck is going on? This is weird. I better get out of there. I don't know what's going on. What I'm actually going to do is go ahead and close out of this. I'm really hoping that things didn't get messed up, and that this whole thing did come out the way I'm back in the XSplit now. I'm hoping that battle actually looks okay. When I was looking at the live thing on YouTube just now, YouTube Live, it looked like something had messed up. But that's all I've got to say. So I'm gonna go back and see how this reaction video came out. This was just how long was it? It was over an hour, which is actually a lot longer than any of the videos that I've seen, any of the reaction videos. But it's because I wanted to talk about things. I wanted to actually discuss things and kind of defend Naruto against the people who say, nah, Naruto shouldn't have won. Because he should have. Well, that's it. I'm going to call it. If I ever do another death battle reaction, I'll be sure to do it. My initial reaction, we'll just go through the video and I won't do all this pause stuff and analysis, hopefully. But, you know, I'm cinematic critic also, so that's my other YouTube profile, so I like to analyze things. And yeah, I'm not providing like numbers or facts and everything, but I provide an opinion as to why I think they're right. Why I think Screwtack got this one right. And honestly, if Ichigo had won and they had provided the same amount of numbers, I would have said, Yeah, I'm sorry. But they provided numbers, and even if these numbers are off, they'd have to be super far off for it to go the other way. So Naruto wins. I'm still a fan of Bleach. I still want to look into those chapters I didn't even know existed now. I mean, I don't even really watch Boruto because it hasn't gotten interesting yet. It's like, so you give Naruto the nine-tailed fox as a friend, and then he doesn't even show up. I mean, the whole idea, if you look at any of my, like, Facebook Live videos, I've actually discussed before just how I would actually do a spin-off that more focused on the tailed beasts. That would be more epic. Because really, they're the ones that are giving... Really, Nine-Tails Kurama is the one giving Naruto his power. I mean, granted, he would have won the series anyway, but if in a battle versus Ichigo, if he didn't have Kurama there, I would truly believe he would lose. Then maybe that's because Kurama is my actual favorite character, but... well, we're just going to go ahead and end it there. Alright. I feel like I should say something along the lines of, like, when I had my cinematic critic reviews with cinematic critic signing off, so let's just go ahead and say Brian Spiro reacted, signing off. If you don't know, go to my Facebook page, because I'm actually going to be this had to heal first. It still is healing, but it's safe to wear my VR goggles again. I've been experimented with live streaming VR. I can only do that via Facebook, so go check that out. Also, I could, I guess, somehow try to download the videos and then upload this to my site, which is probably what I'm going to try to do. I'm going to try to see if there is a way to take the videos that I live stream to Facebook and upload them and essentially make B-Spiro-Z a gaming channel. A VR gaming channel, to be exact. This is going to be really awesome if I can do that. I bought a bunch of VR games, but that's for another day. It's because I love my B-Spiro-Z channel. It's where I watch all my videos, and I want to do something with it. There are, for those people who are subscribers to me that are watching, there's an issue with skiing right now. I do intend to get out there a little bit this year, especially since I have a 360 camera that I've tried it out. It's really awesome, and I really want to put it to actual use for a video to upload to YouTube. I mean, I've done some upload tests of 360 videos that are actually pretty awesome. The latest one I uploaded, the 360 test on the scooter, is actually pretty cool. But so much to do. And yeah, I mean, but Ichigo versus Naruto, yep, it's fun to watch. If you think I talk too much, then just go ahead and watch it for yourself. Watch it all the way through. You could go try to watch some of these, Ichigo versus Naruto debunked videos, like that one that I showed on the page. That was good for a laugh. There are other debunked videos that actually have good points to them, and yet I still come out believing that Naruto wins. And there are as I said, sore winner Naruto fans who are like, yeah, Naruto would have beat him in 2 seconds. One, I don't believe they would beat him in 2 seconds, and 2, where's the fun in that? Well, it's getting late. I'm going to run. Maybe this weekend look for some VR videos. I'm going to test, see if I can get my Drop Dead. They're called Drop Dead is the game that I was playing. I'm going to try to get one of my Drop Dead Facebook live streams that I did from my VR headset downloaded to my computer and uploaded to my B-Spiro-Z YouTube profile. Also, if you're into movie reviews, please go like and subscribe to my Cinematic Critic YouTube profile. Or I should say, go like the Facebook page, because that's where Cinematic Critic, I do Facebook Live reviews. Although if I get enough subscribers, I'll go back to using YouTube as well. So, yeah, I can't think of anything else to say, so I'm just going to go ahead and end it. If I open that up one last second, I just want to see where it looks like I am now. If I go to the
You and your team need to get things done.
live stream
With Monday
page, if it shows up. And it shows up. This shows up that like 15 seconds goes wrong. I'm going to end the live stream now and see if it comes out. Okay. And if the hundreds of subscribers that I have on this did like this video, yeah, I'll go ahead and watch some Death Battle and do reactions. I've never done a reaction video, honestly. Not on this. I mean, Cinematic Critic movie reviews is itself a reaction video, but it's a review too. Alright. Yep, just gotta kill my computer, so. Brian Spiro, not Cinematic Critic. Brian Spiro, B Spiro Z, signing out. Or I should say B Spiro Z